So let's review how EduBrite LMS app Gilly in Confluence provides a mechanism to sync your users and groups with EduBrite LMS instance that is connected with your Confluence. So once you install the Gilly plugin, then your Confluence administrator will see some of these options. And one of the option is about managing learners. So let's just go there. Now this is a place where you will see all the groups which are available in the Confluence. You will see the list of those groups, and there are a few columns you can see. So the first column essentially gives you the option to select the groups which you want to sync with EduBrite. So this process, what it does is it syncs the group, and the group members within this group are synced, and they are basically transferred over to EduBrite. Once you do that process, you have some options available. So you can first have a selected group, but within selected group, if you want to have some selected group members, then you can select that, or you can exclude certain group members, those kind of things. So this is a manual sync which an administrator can perform. And once this sync is performed, then you will see this check mark, which essentially says that these groups are already been transferred to EduBrite. You do have option to remove it in case you want to remove it. But in addition to that, or for the ongoing maintenance, you do have another option called auto sync. So the purpose of auto sync is if in future more members are added to, for example, engineering group or sales group, then they can be basically transferred over to LMS if this auto sync is enabled. So you can select the checkbox here, and here we have a background process or scheduled job that has been written. So if you select this checkbox or enable this option, then the auto sync will take place. In addition to that, we have one more mechanism which allows your users to be transferred over to EduBrite. So when they access first time their training dashboard, and if the auto provisioning on the LMS side, if that is turned on, then those users would be created in the LMS automatically. So just a quick note on what kind of information is transferred in this process. Essentially the user's first name, user's last name, user's email. Now EduBrite LMS does not store the password, and we don't need to store the password because with this integration of a Gilly that allows the single sign-on to EduBrite platform. Let's now review how these groups look in EduBrite. But before we go there, let's just a little bit understand a quick concept here. So in this diagram, we are discussing the different groups and how they are organized in EduBrite. So unlike Confluence, EduBrite allows you to set up the group hierarchy, and the group hierarchy essentially allows you to organize your groups for meeting your training needs. So for example, if you have a sales group and engineering group in the Confluence, you can bring those group over to EduBrite, but then in EduBrite you can reorganize them, and for example in this case we have put them inside the employees group. Similarly, you may have partners groups, customer groups, which you can put under these groups. So you can create these additional groups like employees, partners, customers in EduBrite. And the purpose here is that anybody who's a member of engineering group or sales group are going to be the members of the employee group. So essentially they act as a parent group. And there are a lot of benefits of this kind of a structure. What it does essentially, it allows you to manage your training content and users and their access pretty well. So for example, if I need to conduct some trainings for my employees, all employees, then I can create those trainings in EduBrite at the employees group level. That means I'm basically making it available to engineering team as well as sales team, and same with the other groups. Similarly, if I have very specific training only for a sales team, then I can create those trainings only at the sales group level. In addition to the giving these trainings at a specific group level, this is one group hierarchy which I'm showing. This just is one of the most common requirement. We have seen this kind of hierarchies work, but EduBrite supports multiple group hierarchies to address some complex scenarios. And one more important point is at a group level you can have different roles. So if I have a sales manager, I can make that sales manager as an administrator of this particular group. Similarly, if I have a customer account manager or customer success manager, or maybe somebody in my customer team, I can make that person a group admin of this group, C1 group in this case. And the benefit of this is this allows a group administrator to manage, track the progress of their team. They are able to run the reports only specific to the group where they are group admin. They can get the notification. So there are a lot of benefits having this kind of a structure you can set up in EduBrite. Now I'm going to go on to the EduBrite side of it to quickly show you how this looks. So let me go into the group area here. So when I first view the groups, first time when you import the groups in from Confluence to EduBrite, you will see all these groups right here at the when you go into the view group. So all groups come over here as a simple structure as they are available in the Confluence. But then you would notice another option here, that there is a subgroup option available here. So we are not going to go into the mechanics of how to create these subgroups, but what I'm going to show you a quick the group hierarchy structure here. So for example, I have this group called an everyone, and inside this everyone group I have customers group, employees group, and partners group. And if I go inside the employees group, I have the sales group, engineering group. So when I initially synced Confluence with EduBrite, these were the groups that were brought in here, but then I have reorganized them and put into this structure. Similarly, I can look at the customer and I have customer 1, customer 2, customer 3 group. So this is how you can organize. Now there is some more benefits. I'll just illustrate one more benefit of having this kind of a structure is, for example, if I go into the learners report here, which is one of the most commonly used report. So when you go there, you see a bird's eye view of across all the user, across all the organization, what are some of the learning activities that are taking place as a LMS administrator. But if you need to drill down, you can just simply go here. For example, I can select the group called everyone, and I know that this group has 3 subgroups, so I can see the list of them. So it allows me to further drill down. So I can, for example, go to the employees group. Within the employees group, I can go to the sales group, and you can see the results are filtering according to the criteria which I am selecting here. So this is another benefit of organizing group into a specific group hierarchy.